Hey Credit Warriors, Credit Shifu here, and yes, today we are doing a guide to Chase's 524 rule. I can't believe I haven't done this video before. Something great for beginners in the credit card points and miles game, and also for intermediates and more advanced people to kind of find out some of the latest information about it, even if you've heard of the 524 rule before. So first of all, what is the 524 rule? Well, this is a rule from Chase Bank that basically says if you have opened up 5 new credit cards in the past 24 months, Chase will not issue you a new credit card, okay? You cannot apply for a new Chase card if you've had 5 or more new accounts, whether they're Chase or other issuers like American Express or Citi or whoever, in the last 24 months, which is 2 years. And this also applies to opening Chase business credit cards as well, small business cards like the Inc. Preferred, etc. If you are over 524, you can't open up any of those cards either. However, business cards generally do not count towards 524, and we'll talk about that in a second. So the next topic we are going to talk about is which types of accounts count towards the 524 rule, right? Towards making up those 5 accounts that you're not allowed to have in the past 24 months. So what counts towards 524? Well, all personal credit cards count towards the 524 rule. All personal charge cards, so American Express charge cards like the Amex Gold, Amex Platinum, all of those count towards 524. Business credit cards from Capital One, TD, and Discover, they count towards 524. And this is because these 3 banks report to the personal credit bureaus on the business credit cards, okay? Most business credit cards do not report to your personal credit report, even though a hard pull on your personal credit may be required to apply for them. When the account is open, they normally do not report to personal, but these 3 banks, Capital One, TD, and Discover, do report to personal on their business credit cards, so they will count towards 524. Authorized user card accounts also will count towards 524, although sometimes you can call the reconsideration line and let them know that a certain account is an authorized user card, and they will wipe that off and bring you below 524. And I've had success and failure in trying this. So when I applied for the Chase Sapphire Reserve, I had 5 accounts in the past 24 months. 1 was an authorized user. I was able to tell them that on the phone. They knocked it off. It brought me down to 424 and I was approved. When I applied for the Marriott credit card later on, like a year or 2 later, I again had a similar situation where it was an authorized user account, pushed me to 524. I phoned the reconsideration line again, and this time they said I'd probably be approved over the phone after talking about it, but then I still received a letter saying I wasn't approved and it was because of too many, the reason quoted was too many accounts open. And the last thing that will count towards 524 is some store cards, okay? Now, this is a little bit vague, but if a store card is part of a network like Visa or whatever and can be used outside of that store, then it's pretty sure to say that it definitely counts towards 524. Some of the other store cards that can only be used at specific stores may not count, but it's a little bit vague, so, they may or may not count. Now, what doesn't count towards 524? Let's just clarify the things that don't count, okay? So, failed credit card applications, i.e. a hard pull took place, but you ultimately were not approved for that credit card. This will not count towards 524 because they're not looking at the hard pulls, they're looking at opened accounts, okay? So failed applications do not count. Business credit cards do not count towards 524 other than the 3 which we mentioned in the previous section, Capital One, TD, and Discover, and that's because they report to your personal credit as well. Most business cards do not report to your personal credit, thus do not count towards 524. And then other loans, other loan products like student loans, mortgages, and car loans do not count towards 524. So now you know what counts and what doesn't. You might be wondering how to check your 524 status. And there's a variety of ways. You can use annualcreditreport.com, or you can order from FICO or whatever credit report. But I like to use Credit Karma. There's a very easy way to do this, and I'll show you that now. So you log into your Credit Karma account. We'll just let it load up there. There we go. Please wait. Loading your info. You'll see my scores are excellent, but that's not what we're looking at today. So go up here to My Overview and go to Score Details, all right? And we just go down to these 6 credit factors that Credit Karma uses, all right? And we're going to look at credit age, and we're going to click View Details, all right? Again, please wait, and it comes up with this very easy to read list of credit card accounts and other loan accounts, and it basically gives you how old they are, and it lists them from the the oldest to the newest, okay, down here. And so you just go down until you get to below 2 years. And so you can see on mine, I've only got actually 2 accounts that are less than 2 years old. So you can see I am at 224. All right, so you can do this yourself. Authorized user accounts will show up on this. Well, they should show up on this as well. You might want to check Equifax, because Credit Karma has Equifax and TransUnion. I might want to check both, see if there's any discrepancies. But yeah, from this, you can see that I'm at 224. And you can use this to check your own. Very, very simple. So now you know what counts towards 524, what doesn't count towards 524, and how to check your 524 status. Let's talk about ways around the 524 rule. And to be honest, there aren't many. So in the past, there were a couple of ways. One was a pre-approved offer. Okay, if you're pre-approved for something or pre-selected or whatever, you could normally get around it. Another was with a Chase private client banker who could override the 524 rule. According to some sources on the internet, these methods are dead. I don't know about that. I feel like you can still try these things if you do get pre-approved, even though you're beyond 524, but you're actually selected as pre-approved. I would still, go and apply for it. Maybe if you have a Chase private client banker, they could override it. I've been told by Chase bankers that 524 is not a thing, but I think it definitely is a thing. So anyway, those are 2 things that you could try if you are in those situations. But just be warned that according to many data points of people reporting, success or failure, most people seem to be failing even with these methods. Then there is another type of channel for applications that people have been reporting approvals even though they are beyond 524, and this is the just for you section on your Chase account. All right, now I'm going to show you this on the computer. All right, so you sign into your Chase account. So I'm signed in here, and you go up here to open an account, and there's this little thing that says just for you. Click that, and it gives you a load of offers. Now you'll see my offers are things like merchant services and stuff. That's because I have a business account with them. If you were targeted for a credit card, an offer may appear here. And people have been reporting that if you click through on those offers, even if you're over 524, you can still get approved for them. That's the just for you section on your Chase account. So that's another way that some people have reported success with, but there are a few other options as well. So you could consider doing a product change if you want a different credit card and it's within the same kind of family of cards. Obviously, you generally won't get a sign-up bonus if you're going to do that. If you are after a sign-up bonus, but you can't get a personal or business card from Chase and you do not want to affect your 524 status, i.e. put yourself over 524, you could consider getting a small business card from, maybe American Express, because that does not report to personal. So you get sign-up bonus from that, kind of tides you over, gives you some points to use for whatever you want to do. And then, in the near future, you'll be out of 524 and you haven't damaged your 524 status by adding that extra account because it was a business account. It didn't report to personal. So that's one way to do it. Also, if you are after points and you can't get a new Chase card because of 524, you could consider a retention offer. So, if you're coming up to your anniversary on any of your credit cards, you could phone up and say, hey, if I complete whatever spending within a certain time period, will you give me is there a retention offer you can give me? And they'll normally, they could give you a certain number of points for, keeping the card another year. So that's another thing that you could consider doing instead of applying for a new credit card if you are limited by 524, okay? Use your spending for a retention offer instead of a sign-up bonus on a new card. All right, guys, so those are a few ideas, of how to get around 524 and sort of the general explanation of what 524 is. There are also some other rules from different issuers, like Amex has rules on the number of credit cards you can have with them, etc. Even Citi has some rules, etc. So if you'd like to see other videos on, similar topics like this, please, give this video a like for the YouTube algorithm or leave a comment, letting me know what you want to see. Now, if you are kind of close to 524 and you want a credit card that is not going to affect your 524 status, I'll put a selection of business credit cards from our partners below. Obviously, there may be some from Capital One, Discover, and TD in that, so do not choose those ones. But there are plenty of business cards that do not report to personal if you want to, get out of 524. And if you're lucky enough not to be in 524 and you do want to get a Chase card, the Chase Sapphire Preferred does have a great sign-up bonus of 60,000 Ultimate Rewards points. So if you are interested in that, I'll put the link for that below as well. Please subscribe if you're new, guys, and we are back from our mega trip now. As you can see, I'm back in the office, so we will be going back to the regular content, not just the hotel reviews and flight reviews, etc. Also, I put one video on my skiing channel if you want to see me point of view, a POV shot of me skiing the longest black run in the world. It won't interest everyone, but I'm sure some people might find it cool if you're into skiing. I'll put a link for that on the end. You can check it out on Generation Snow. Thanks so much for watching. I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.